Hello, my name is Lara Harfouche and I'll be presenting today my senior project, which is the Shuf Cultural Trail. My project focuses on revitalizing and re-envisioning Shuf areas through arts and culture. As we know, people in Shuf are attached to their culture and are attracted to art, and they are always searching for public spaces to express themselves and to practice their hobbies. My project focuses on solving these problems by providing a platform for these people to express themselves freely through arts, knowing that art speaks the soul of its culture by means it reflects the culture that it springs from. At the start, my project is located strategically between three main towns in Shuf area. The chosen lot includes an abandoned building that was planned to be a mall but was stopped for many debates and circumstances. I'll be reusing the existing construction in a way that fits the rural and cultural aspect of Shuf. As I said, the project is located between Ba'alin, Del Amar Beit Din, and Simani Ba'ata, which are respectively important historically, culturally, and educationally. In the next slide, I did an analysis that made me understand more the connectivity between the existing building and the area. Since the project focuses on enhancing quality of life in Shuf and on highlighting Shuf's culture and natural aspects, my program concerns all Shuf citizens and tourists and focuses on youth and artistic entrepreneurs. Moving to the conceptual approach and design strategy, my project, as I mentioned in the slide, is divided into two spaces. So the first division, which is semi-public, includes the School of Art along with an auditorium, art galleries, workshops, and the second division, which is the public one, includes gathering spaces, interactive spaces, restaurants, retail shops, as well as piazzas and outdoor promenade in nature. One very important function or element in my program is the experimental trail, where people can express themselves by drawing and painting on walls. I'll be elaborating about this topic later on in the next slide. So, starting with the architectural concept of the intertwined volume, I started by stating the obvious about the existing building and my transformation method, which includes integrating the opposite characters of its architecture by means I'll be working on voids to carve the existing building. For example, seeing the building as a block and bulky and edgy and brutal, I decided to implement a dynamic, smooth, curvy, natural, and transparent volume to the building. So my carving will be implemented where the light infiltrates to the interior spaces, knowing that light symbolizes nature. In this slide, I showed my primary design strategy that developed through my three attempts shown in the next slides. First, I want to mention that the old building is constituting of three upper floors and the ground floor as well as the basement. In my project, I'll be only focusing on the basement, the ground floor, which will be opened and elevated on pilotis, and the two upper floors, knowing that the third floor will be removed due to the cracks and the low maintenance of the building. Uh, then, after removing these parts, I removed all the CMU blocks and I left my building as a skeleton. And I distributed my functions accordingly with the areas provided and their relativity. These are the design strategy that I used to distribute my function in section. My first in this slide, I showed the three attempts I went through in this design. For my final attempt, I started by working in section, focusing on creating movement in the building through light and space. And rather than creating an alien volume and imposing it to the existing building, I used the unique and strategic location and characters of the site for my architectural implementation. So in the section below, I showed the light integration in yellow as well as the voids created in each block in white to create interaction within the functions and between different floors. I was influenced by the theory of Stephen Hawes, who mentioned in his book that movement can be created through forms and light. In this slide, I showed my plans and circulation within the plans. within them. I would like to mention also that my functions are shifted from the edges of the construction to create the circulation and the experimental trail that I've mentioned previously. Moreover, between functions, the circulation is through bridges as shown in the section below and the diagrams above. These are some sections of the project showing the light integration and how I'm bringing light to every part of the project to create this musical orchestration of light. Then I did a final vision of the project and distribution of function within the site, and also focused on the pedestrian walkability and accessibility. Finally, for the structure, the voids created are formed from steel structure that will be reinforcing the existing slabs where I carved, and in the rest of the project, the existing structures are the existing columns. I followed also, I was influenced by the project of Toyo Ito, which is the Sendai library, and I was influenced by the domino structure, which includes slabs, envelope, and tubes. So my project is already built in this way. I have the existing columns that I'm using for as a structure, as well as the tubes that will be functioning as in some places as a light integration, and in some places as vertical circulation. And for the horizontal circulation, I'll be having bridges, as well as the interior functions that are shifted from the edges will be the envelope. Integrating the envelope will be sustainable and following Toyo Ito's theory. And that's it for my project. Please check my PDF for more technical drawings like plan sections and elevations. Thank you.